Okay, guys. Power rankings, power rankings, power rankings. Week 10. Um, let's just get right into it. How about that? Starting at number 10. It's Liam. Um, almost almost a magical week for those at the bottom. Um, Liam was oh so close. 50 from JT. Even that wasn't enough. So Liam's cooked. Let's be real. You get 50 points from JT and you still can't win. I it's over. Like it's just over. So that's really all there is to say about Liam. I mean, he's cooked. On to next year, I guess. Number 9, and in fact, I think is Liam. I don't know if he's like officially eliminated from playoffs, but he is. I mean, he's 2-8. So yeah, I'm gonna say he's officially eliminated. Um, so yeah, number 9 is Connor. Now Connor got a win. Um, he beat Dan, and it was kind of funny, Dan, right as Saquon gets a big catch, and it like barely, put Dan over to win. And then right after that happened, Devontae Smith caught like a 40-yard touchdown, and that ended it. So kind of funny, but yeah, I mean, even though Connor won, he can't really move up. I mean, I guess if he wins, maybe he wins this week, then that might be something, but it's kind of like he's kind of stuck in this 9 spot, I would say. Maybe he could jump up to 8, maybe. But yeah, for now, Connor stays. Number 8 is Cole, who also won, but is also staying where he's at. But Cole's got a little life, I'll say that. This was a must-win week for Cole, and he got the job done against Moss. But I think the committee needs to see like another win to really like boost Cole up there. But he's absolutely still in it. I mean, Cole is now 4-6, which is like, I mean, the difference between ninth place and first place is 2 games. So, Cole is certainly not out of it. Number 7, this one's gonna sting. It's Evans. Um, just there really is something to like whenever Evans gets near the top of rankings. It's happened twice this year now. There's something in him that makes him just make a trade where it's like, why would you do that? He traded JT. Now, granted, he gave him to Liam, so it's like it's kind of fine by me because it's not like Liam's doing anything. So it's like we basically just took JT out of the equation, which is cool. I'm fine with that. Like I'd much rather him be on Liam's team than like a contender. But I don't get it. I really don't get it. I think Evan's team is just worse now. So, I mean, Evans is still, record wise, he's by no means out of it or anything. He's 6-4, technically tied for first. It's a 5-way tie for first, but just I don't know. Evans, he jumped up in the rankings like 2 weeks ago, and he's crumbled ever since. So this week, I think he only had like 80 something points. Evans needs a bounce back. He needs a big week this week. I don't even know who he's playing, but he needs a big week. So yeah, he's number 7. Number 6 is Dan. Now, I think Dan stayed put. Yeah, 'cause Dan didn't have a bad week, right? He ended up losing the game, but it wasn't a terrible week. I think he put up like a fair amount of points. Let's check that here. Dan. Yeah, I mean Dan had 120. That's a good game. He just wasn't enough in that game, but Dan, I think it's interesting. I mean, now I will say now he's kind of got to deal with the the Saquon, the DK headaches that I have been dealing with all year, where they are good players and they do put up points. It's just in a very like annoying way. Um, Especially DK. I mean, DK, it's like every week it feels like he's going to put up zero. And then, like, maybe he catches a bomb touchdown, or, like, the last couple weeks he doesn't, and he does, like, nothing. So, I'm glad I don't have to deal with those guys anymore, right? So, yeah, I mean, but I think Dan's team, it's still solid. Like I said, 120 points. He's absolutely still in it. But Dan kind of went on a little crazy run, and now he's starting to skid a little bit. So just keep an eye on that. That's all we'll say there. Now to the top five. This is kind of what the people come for. This is where you get your popcorn out. Number 5 is Moss. Now, some might say that's a drastic fall, but because he was number 1 last week. But you got to consider, like I said, there's like a 5-way tie for first place right now. So a win, a loss can drastically shift these power rankings because everything's so close right now. And Moss did not have a great week. I think it was last week that he said his floor is like 110 or 120. Now, I think he ended up putting up 95 points. So I guess his whole floor thing was like totally wrong. But still 6-4, right? Moss is still, solid team and everything. As the weeks have gone on, it's gotten less scary. I'll say that. A couple weeks ago, his team actually looked scary. Now, I don't know. But still good. Is what it is. Moss is number 5. Whatever. Number 4 is me. This might be my lowest ranking of the year. I mean, I'm not gonna go back here and look through everything, but let me just go back to yeah, I mean, preseason, I was 6. It's the lowest I've been. Every other week's been top 3 or 4. So, dropping down to 4, I don't agree with it. I certainly don't. I would say this was my first real loss, right? Like my team just didn't play good this week. And, Carter's team didn't even play that well. I kind of just gave him a win, right? I mean, he ended up putting up a lot of points, but like it was really just on the back of like Jameer went crazy. But yeah, is what it is. I will say I'd kind of rather lose this way than how all my other losses have been. Because if you're going to lose, I'd rather get blown out, right? I'd rather all my guys play bad like they did this week. Like, not a single guy on my team played to their standard. And in a loss, I'd rather that because it's like, all right, now they're all due next week. Whereas, like, when you lose by a point, it's like, damn, you were right there. You could have had it. So, does it bother me? Honestly, no. It bothered me a lot more when Dan beat me or when Connor beat me because it was by, like, 1 point. This is like, I just got beat. It is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, am I concerned? No, I still lead the league in points. Everybody's still afraid to see me. You don't want to see my team. So, really, because, I literally have, I don't want to go on and on about my team here. We got other rankings to do. But if you made a list of, like, the top 5, best players in fantasy so far this year, CMC, JSN, and Puka would be on that list. I have all 3 of them. So, I don't agree with the committee this week, but it is what it is. I've lost like 3 in a row. So, my lowest ranking of the year, whatever. Number 3, though, this might be his highest ranking of the year, is Carter. Now, hey, you beat a team like mine, you get respect from the committee. It is what it is. And now Carter, I think he lost last week. Not I think he did. But Carter's been putting up like 115 plus for like 5 or 6 weeks in a row. And so the committee's taken note of that. He is a dangerous team. Now, would his team be more dangerous if he didn't make a stupid, boneheaded trade before the season started with Caleb and gave Caleb the tight end one and got Kittle back, who has had one good game? Or I guess I don't remember what he had yesterday, or 2 days ago, but he scored. So maybe two good games, and he's been hurt, most of the year. So, would Carter actually be like really scary if he didn't do that? Yeah, but he did it. So, hope you're happy, Carter. Yeah, Carter's number 3. Number 2, and, with that, number 1, but we'll do number 2 first. Number 2 is Caleb, right? Which means number 1 is Jake. So we'll do Caleb first. He had a good week. Where was his game? Caleb had 135 in the back of Achane and McBride. Hope you're happy, Carter. So yeah, I think Caleb's won like what? Two in a row, maybe 3 in a row. Caleb has won 2 in a row. Yeah, his guys have played well, is what it is. And God, I just had something that I wanted to say, and now I can't remember. But yeah, and Jake has the longest active win streak at 3. And really, this was kind of a down week for Jake. Like, he's actually been putting up good points recently. He only had, 106 this week. Not great. But it's kind of a combination of, third straight win. And the weeks before this, he's been putting up points. So I think... I can't say I think the committee got this one right. Because, like I said, I think I'm a little low. I think Carter's a little high. I guess the top 2, I think it's fair to say Jake, Caleb. Sure, I'm sure Caleb would say him first over Jake, but, the committee chose what they chose. So, yeah, those are rankings, guys. I don't take them too seriously because, look, I'm going to beat Jake this week. Let me stop there. I guess let me do matchup of the week first. It's me and Jake, obviously. 2 6-4 teams. I think we're the only 6-4s playing each other. Yeah. Now, there's an argument for Evans versus Dan because it's kind of a must-win for both, some would say. But me and Jake are matchup of the week. Neither of us have anybody on bye this week. It's really just, who's the tougher guy? Who wants it more? That's really what it comes down to this week. And if there's one thing about my guys, I know they'll respond. So I'm not really concerned about, the losing streak or any of that crap. I've got 3 of the 5 best players in fantasy, and that's not even counting Josh Allen. So good luck to whoever has to play me, especially now that we're kind of motivated. Earlier in the year, we were kind of coasting, right? Because I was blowing the doors off everybody. Now it's kind of like, okay, people want to give me some comp? Fine, we'll step up to the plate. But yeah, those are rankings, guys. Once again, this video is like 15 minutes long. It's crazy because I'm trying to make them shorter, and it's just not working. But since it's already this long, I guess we can take a quick check at let's just admire, right? We are in week 10, and like I was saying before, Liam's out of it, all right? Scratch Liam off the list. After Liam, 1 through 9, everybody is still in play for playoffs. Literally everyone, including Cole. It's slim for Cole because he doesn't have a lot of points, right? So Cole kind of has to win out or at least win 3 of his next 4. But I guess I don't know. I mean, he could win two of his next four. We've seen 6 and 8 teams make it, but he's probably not winning any tiebreakers, so I don't know. But that just kind of shows how the competitive nature of this league. I mean, everybody is still in it besides Liam. And I guess technically Liam's still in it. He's not mathematically eliminated, but let's be real. Liam's done. He's toast. But yeah, I mean, it's anybody's ball game at this point. The one seed is entirely up for grabs because there is a five-way tie for first place. So those are rankings, guys. This might be the longest one yet. I don't know how because I feel like I sped through those, but yeah, I mean, we're on to this week. I think Jake is in serious trouble because I'm going to do very, very violent things to his team this week. I'll say that. I'll leave it there.